Welcome back. Are you a dentist and do you have a comprehensive written financial and retirement plan that clearly maps out when you can afford to retire and what your paycheck will look like? So this is the second video in a series of 3 videos where we're focusing on developing financial plans for dentists. And just to remind the audience, developing a financial plan for a dentist is totally different than developing a financial plan for a doctor. My name is John Moakler, and I'm the founder of Moakler Wealth Management. And for the best advice on how to protect you and your family, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell notifications to be notified when we launch a new video. In the first video of this series, we talked about the structure of your dental practice. And then when you're ready to sell, we walked through the key differences between selling the shares of your corporation versus selling the assets of your corporation. In today's video, I want to walk through building bumper guards around you and your family should life throw you a curveball. And so the first question I want to ask you is, what do you think is the most important asset that you have? Well, I know for a fact your most important asset is actually your ability to get up each and every day to go to work to earn a living. And so what I want to ask you now is that if something had happened to you last night and you could no longer work today, what's going to be your paycheck? If this happens to you, the type of insurance we put in place is something called disability insurance. So disability insurance kicks in and provides you with a monthly paycheck for the rest of your working life. Now, you should always pay for your disability insurance premiums with personal after-tax dollars. And the reason I recommend that is that if you ever go on claim for disability, all of that income that they pay you is 100% tax-free income. So that's very, very important. Now, what I'd like to do is walk through a number of the key must-haves in developing and designing a disability insurance plan. So I'm going to talk about the top 4. So the first one is something called own occupation. And so if you don't have own occupation in your policy, then 2 years into the coverage, the insurance company can force you to do any job that you're capable of doing. And then any income that you get, they'll subtract it off of the benefit that they've been paying to you. But if you do have the own occupation feature, then 2 years in, the insurance company can't do anything to you. They can't force you to do any other job than the job you were doing the day before you were disabled. The second key feature that I like to see in your disability plan is something called the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. And what this feature is if you ever go on disability claim, your monthly paycheck will go up with regards to the cost of living or inflation. So it keeps up with inflation. The third feature that I'd like to see in a disability plan is something called FIO, or future income option. And what this feature allows is that as your income goes up year after year, you can apply for additional disability coverage and get that coverage in place, but you don't have to qualify medically anymore. So it's very important that you have an FIO feature. And the fourth and final key feature that I like to see in disability plans is something called the return of premium, or ROP. And so depending on which insurance company we go with, it's either 7 or every 8 years, like clockwork, they'll mail you a check for 50% of the premiums that you've paid, and you get all of that money back tax-free. So that's kind of pretty cool. Now that we've taken care of you and your family personally, we now need to focus on your practice. So as a practicing dentist, chances are you have staff, you have hygienists. And so if you came down with a disability, you also need to have additional coverage called disability overhead insurance. And this kicks in to pay for the rent, it pays for the staff wages. It'll even cover you to bring in a dentist to replace you during your recovery time for disability. So if you'd like to learn more about disability overhead insurance coverage, we'll let you know how you can get a hold of us later on in the video. The next bumper guard that I like to put in place for you and your family is something called critical illness insurance. Now, on this YouTube channel, I've already done at least 2 videos going in depth on critical illness, and I don't want to waste your time covering that off again today. Here's what I want you to know and remember, though. When we design critical illness policies for our clients, we always make sure it's a guaranteed plan. And what I mean by that is either you're going to get a critical illness and the policy will pay out, or you're going to get 100% of your money back tax free. You can't get any more guaranteed than that. So in this video, we've covered off putting bumper guards around you and your family. In the next video in this series, we're going to talk about how we can leverage your corporation to produce a tax-free retirement paycheck for you in retirement. And I'll also go into the reasoning behind why you do need to have a second corporation as a practicing dentist. So if you'd like to learn more about how you can develop your own financial and retirement plan, click on a link below to apply to become my client. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend. And always remember, when we design financial plans for our clients, we always make sure that your money outlives you in retirement.